Good day, everyone. Today's video is going to be a follow-up to an in-class exercise we did with a subset of NCVS data. I'll go through kind of where the data came from, the code book of where we're using this, primarily to use in two different formulas for Excel, one being the XLOOKUP and the second being the COUNTIF. So these are two pretty handy formulas to know about and use in Excel. So I'll link to these within the YouTube video. Just look below and you can find the links to the NCVS, the National Crime Victimization Survey. Gives you a good idea of the background of the data, the resource guide. The cool part that's related to the ICPSR and National Archives of Criminal Justice Data, it provides you an overview of what studies have used this, publications that come from it. I always direct students here if they're using a secondary data set that's been made available through ICPSR and the National Archives on Criminal Justice Data, it's pretty up to date when it comes to studies that are using these data sets and actually cite them correctly. You can see what's being done and an easy way to start a project or develop research questions, knowing what's out there. But with that, the data that I downloaded for the in-class assignments related to the API portion of NCVS. So with that, what I had the students do was download the 2015 to 2019, which I already have down here, and I'll pull it up. And with that, you can kind of see the description of the data set itself. It comes as a CSV, so you can resave it as a workbook to give you a bit more function. But when you download it and open it, you can see what it looks like. Now looking at this, and this is why I thought it was a good exercise for the XLOOKUP, these are all of the value codes for specific measures. So there's descriptions for each variable, but this provides the value codes to it. With that, one of the benefits of how they have it listed on the website is if I go into the variable descriptions, and I'm only going to do this for one, and it's a pretty good example of how to use both the XLOOKUP and the COUNTIF formulas in Excel. It gives you it in a table format to where you can easily just copy and paste these into Excel, and it makes your life a lot easier versus re-entering the data. So for this example, I'm going to go with type of crime. So I'm going to click on it, and it takes us down to let us know there's 5 different offenses and how they're broken up that way and how they operationalize each one. With that, keep in mind what the variable is labeled within the Excel sheet is essentially new offense, new off. And here's our values here. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy these, Control C, come back into the workbook itself. And for me, I'm going to go ahead and just paste this over here. It'll bring the table over and essentially what we need. I'm going to delete these variables here, primarily because I don't need them for this example, and I'm just going to clear it up so you can see the offense field here and what it's doing. So with that, I'm going to just put crime type at the top. I want to use this value table here to direct Excel to use these values and look it up here and return the description itself. Pretty straightforward, but let's walk through this itself. So again, we have a formula, so we want to start with the equal sign. We're going to use the XLOOKUP. And the cool part, similar to other formulas, is as you start to type it in, it tells you what it wants to know. So it wants you to give back the information. So the lookup value, I want it to look up this cell, and then I want to look up the array of these 5 values here. And then I want it to return the corresponding description here. I'm not going to worry about the if not found, match mode, or anything like that. That's much more advanced versus what we're doing here. Close off the paren, hit enter, and we see that 4 is simple assault. Now you might wonder, well, what if I were just to click flash fill and use this same formula here all the way down? And I'll show you, yes, you could do that, but it's going to encounter an error with that. Again, if I double click to autofill, it does that, but then you start to get a lot of NAs. Remember, this is the table we want to continue to reference over and over and over again. So for the most part, we need to lock in these cells and the rows, so the columns and the rows. So if I come back to the top one, we have W5, which would be the 1, down to W9, which is the 5, and similar for X5 to X9, we want to lock in those specific values, so no matter what cell is below it, we're always going to reference those. So if I come back to the formula bar, and I put in the $ before and after each row and column, it's going to lock this in. So we want it to change based on the R column to keep going down for each row, but we want to lock in this table so it's always that. So if I hit enter again, we're still with simple assault, but now when I flash fill, it actually corresponds correctly and draws back on this table. So it's an easy way to add the descriptive part based on the value here. Now you might wonder, well, we know that we have 5 different offense types here. What if I want a count of each? And at this point, we haven't gone over pivot tables or anything like that. So you can use the COUNTIF function. So I'm just going to add to this table, and I'm just going to say account. I have caps lock on. So again, I want to look up, and keep in mind this needs to be case sensitive. So how you see it in the description is how it was taken into the crime type. So when you type this in, and you'll see what I mean in a second, you need to follow how it's done in the text field. So here, I want to do a COUNTIF. I'm going to select the range. So here I want to select the entire range. So if I select the top cell, Control-Shift-Down arrow, it's going to highlight the entire data set for me. I'm going to come back to the top just so we can see what I'm doing here. And then it wants the criteria. So what I want it to do here is tell it what to search for and count if it equals a specific text. So this one I'm going to start with rape, sexual assault, and close off the quotes, close the paren, and it counts that for us. Now, you can copy and paste this formula down to where if you just highlight and fill, but keep in mind each one. So for robbery, you need to update now and have only robbery there. So it kept the rape and sexual assault. Here, you're just updating it to robbery, hit enter, and you can see the count updates based on that. The ag assault, again, we're going to update each one of these to reflect the text field we want Excel to search for and count only if it equals a specific text string. So here it's simple assault. So to give an example of, say I misspelled something and I added an A at the end, we get a 0 there. So if you see that, you know that it's wrong. And even if I hit enter here, it did pick it up even though it wasn't capitalized for the S, it did pick that up there. And then for personal theft, last but not least, we're going to enter that one. Hit enter. And we now have a count of each specific new offense crime type using the COUNTIF function. Again, we could have made this in a pivot table, but not everyone's at a pivot table level. Maybe you just want a specific count and you don't want to go through the hassle of inserting a pivot table and going through that. Again, we use the XLOOKUP function and formula within Excel to attach the variable description to the offense value itself. So the value code, the label here, 4 equals simple assault, 5 is personal theft. And then we use the COUNTIF formula within Excel to get a count of each one of these. Now I could go through and do each one of these variables, relabel it based on the description itself, and then do a count. In the in-class exercise, we did this for about 4 or 5 different variables to get the hang of what you're doing with it and how to use the tables for it. You could, if you want to go through this route, and Katie was much more this way, you can paste this table into a new sheet so it looks cleaner that way. You don't have all of the variable descriptions on the same sheet that you're also recoding or relabeling on. That's preference. I'll get into that in later videos when it becomes much more on visualization, what you're trying to do with that. That's just personal preference with it. If there's any questions, feel free to reach out, but these are just 2 quick examples using NCVS related data on how to use the XLOOKUP and COUNTIF functions within Excel. If not, take care, enjoy, until next time.